What is the clickbait title that you're going to put on this episode? The world may never know. Or the world will know.
Saint Denis joins World War III.
Saint Denis.
I don't know how you pronounce his name.
He's French.
Yeah, so?
You just put a little, you just sound gay.
Saint Denis.
Yeah, you sprinkle it with a little softness.
Yeah.
Speaking of Saint Denis.
I've never seen a up and coming fighter get so much rub over a competitor ever.
Dog, he's only fought for 6 years.
Right.
But he's awesome. I don't know how.
6 years ago, Dustin Poirier was fighting Conor McGregor.
I know. 6 years ago, he was not playing. He was not even fist fighting.
Yeah.
Human beings.
Well, I think he was in the military.
That'll do it.
I think he was in the French form of the Navy SEALs.
Okay, so he's like French Tim Kennedy.
Kinda, but I don't know what that means.
I don't either.
Yeah. I think we're insulting Tim in some capacity with this.
I don't know, because, dude, BSD is sick.
Also,
it's going to be a banger.
How many 3-letter acronyms do we have on this card?
I mean, Jack Della.
Yeah.
JDM.
Yep.
BSD.
Yep. MVP.
MVP, yeah.
Yeah. It is an OSP on this Fight Night card coming up?
Who knows? Well, I don't give a shit about that. Dude, the Fight Nights after
are the one that just happened.
Brutal.
Oh, God. No, they're not that bad.
No, they're terrible.
We've got an Nurmagomedov in it.
Oh, my God. 299 and 300 are stacked, but, it comes with consequences of bad fight nights, which I'm fine with.
Yes.
I'm fine with that.
Especially with 300 around the door. It's like any fighter who's worth anything. It's like, we're going to put you on that.
Dude, Gamrot's on the undercard right now for 299.
Isn't the opening
He's on the
fight,
prelims.
Isn't the opening fight Figgy?
For 300. I'm talking about 299.
Oh, Gamrot's what?
Gamrot's on the fucking prelims.
When your career slides, man.
Probably should be fighting for a title.
Well, he shouldn't.
And he might be.
Arman Saru can beat him.
Well, before that.
Yeah.
But no.
Didn't Gamrot beat Faziz?
No, Gamrot fucking beat Sarukian.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, what the fuck are you talking about? You had me doubting myself. I'm like, no.
I mean, they're basically the same person.
I've been doing that a lot recently. People have been saying wrong statements with such confidence that I'm like, God damn, are they right? No, they're not.
Are you just always?
No, Gamrot. I mean, Sarukian probably should have won that fight, but yeah, Gamrot won that fight. Yeah, Gamrot was next in line, and he was like he was supposed to be the backup fighter for Charles,
right?
And then just never got his title fight.
No,
because they slid in Volk.
Yep, and then now he is on the undercard.
Now he's on the prelims.
How?
It's like a minus 300 favorite, but
who's he fighting?
Let's pull up the card for 299. We can just go through the entire thing.
I have no technology with me.
We gotta make picks. I know I rolled in and you were with a lady.
I was in bed.
Recording a little late.
Yeah,
I know. You left your keys in the door.
Did I?
Yeah. Somebody could have just broken in the night.
Stolen my car.
Could have stolen your car, stolen all your equipment.
Well, I was in here.
You were, but you were, busy.
Right.
Yeah, so, I mean, Gamrot's fighting RDA. So another acronym.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
The opening fight for 299 is Pedro Munoz, Kyler Phillips. That's a banger.
That is a banger.
Nothing but bangers, except we could probably skip this.
Just go down this card. Let's quick fire.
I mean, Macy Barber, Caitlin.
My girl.
Chikugian.
My girl.
That's your girl? That's who you want to ride for?
Macy Barber?
Oh, no. I'm fine with Macy Barber.
Yeah.
Caitlin Chikugian?
No.
She's going to Chikugian all over Macy Barber.
Chikugi.
She is... I'm trying to think of like the male equivalent of... She's the female Neil Magny.
Yeah. Yep. It's just a big shrug, and you don't know what you're going to get.
Definitely not going to touch that fight.
No.
Because, I mean...
anything could happen.
Who knows what Macy Barber's going to do. She's still raw. The featured prelim, Jailton Almeida, Curtis Blades. Winner potentially gets a title shot?
No.
Yeah. For the interim belt against Tommy.
How is Curtis Blades finding himself in a #1 contender fight versus Almeida? What is going on here? Is the heavyweight division just like
it's been bad.
Out to lunch?
No, it's been bad.
We talked about that on the
Also,
weighing in.
301. So like for some reason they're blowing all their Brazilian fighters in 299 and 300. That if Almeida kind of just runs through Curtis Blades, they potentially could have a main event title fight in Brazil. Gelton Almeida, Tommy Aspinall.
If the UFC gods will it, Dan. If the gods will.
Otherwise, Pantoja has to fight like Brandon Royval again.
I think he's okay with that.
Or Makayev.
Or Kyle's okay.
Who Makayev did not look very good this past weekend.
No, I think he fights one more before.
Dude, he's already beaten Royval. He
Twice.
choked him out, right?
Mhm.
First time, and then, he beat like 50-45 in the second fight.
Yep.
I don't think they want Pantoja Royval to main event 301. He just beat him twice in the last, 24 months.
And I thought Royval lost that fight to Moreno.
Volume. Moreno who's reluctant.
Yep. Reluctant to throw.
It's just like our main event for 299, Cheeto, Sean. Sean could win surely. Or, cut that. Sean could win.
Sugarly,
or Sean could win
surely
by
Sugar
decision by just peppering him all the entire fight. He could just volume.
He wins.
He'll throw.
He wins a
much more
5-round
volume.
decision. What's
He's
the
not
reason
knocking
here?
out Cheeto and Cheeto doesn't take damage.
Cheeto doesn't do anything besides go on Vision Quests.
Vision Quest, but he's got power, dog. I bet he knocks down Sean at least once. He drops Sean once.
We don't give Sean enough credit.
He's got a chin.
He comes from angles that are so different in places where you can't reach him.
We forget he's a Wyoming boy.
Right. He's not this crass, crazy kid that we think he is. I mean, a little bit, but
It's kind of boring, to be real.
yeah.
Like the hair, the tattoos, kind of covers up a lot of him just being bland.
I mean, do we go back to those old, dirty brown, kind
No,
of
he's a
short,
fighter. He's a
curly
fun
hair,
fighter,
Sean
right?
O'Malley pics?
But personality wise, he's in that gamer and streamer category where
in
I
that
don't know
space.
how these dudes make money. I mean, we clearly don't make money. Nobody watches this show. But I don't understand how people are entertained by watching people play video games and just go, "Let's go." That's the entire stream.
Pretty much. Get him!
Just monetizing off 8-year-olds. But Sean, exciting fighter. I think the closer we get to this, I'm a little worried. I got to ride with my guy Cheeto. I'm just going to continue riding with my guy Cheeto. But he's going to have to win probably by knockout, or he's going to have to drop Sean 3 times in this fight. Because Sean's going to outvolume him 3-1. It's early in the morning. I can't talk. I can't talk usually, but
No, and we're trying to talk for a living or entertain people. This is
I
pathetic.
know I'm a mush mouth.
I know. It's almost as pathetic as.
Go ahead. Is there a pivot there?
There's not. I was hoping you would fill
All
that
right,
in
no,
for me.
all right. Weird to see Dustin Poirier as a dog.
Yeah. How? Especially in a 5-round fight now.
I think there's value there. Obviously,
There's clearly value in the 5-round. He doesn't lose the 5-round. In the 3, I was worried. In the 3, I was really worried we were going to see the end of the diamond, kind of trickle down, kind of Nate Diaz, Jorge Masvidal himself. I think he still compete at the highest level. The knockout to Justin Gaethje was something.
it was quite some time ago.
Was
It
it?
was in the summer, so we're in March. He gave himself enough recovery time.
I think so. I think you need that. Volk's doing that right now. He's taking the time off. He's letting his brain heal.
Is he? Because it's been a month.
Volk knows better. He talked again, and he's like, I'm gonna step back.
probably
I'm gonna
should,
let- I'm gonna let it heal. Yeah.
2 straight knockouts within 3-4 months.
Right. And then we have another super thick division that now seems very thin as well.
145.
Yeah.
Well, that's because they did the thing with Gaethje and Holloway, and that's going to be fun. But they potentially fucked up 2 awesome title fights.
Everyone's on this take now. Even Habib is on this take. Habib is like,
Of course
Max, you
Habib's on
probably
that take.
shouldn't fight.
Well, yeah, Max is going to get worked. But could Max get destroyed by Gaethje and then slide into a title fight against Poirier?
loses its luster.
Yeah. I mean, I also don't want to see Brian Ortega fight Poirier.
No, I don't know how much he has left in the tank. I think he had that fight against Yair.
Well, he had the rebirth. You know, like an eagle breaking its beak off, or whatever the fuck he said.
Phoenix, right?
He was an eagle. He went full eagle.
Full eagle.
Mm-hmm.
Girl.
It isolates itself.
Right.
He's talking about his friends, you know, the people that stabbed him in the back.
But they can't fly as high as the eagle flies.
I didn't listen to the whole thing.
I don't know what you're talking about.
This was Ortega's speech before he fought Yair. He was talking, I think, bar for bar, word for word, this motivational video about an eagle who like breaks its beak and then slowly recovers.
What? Dear God, can we? Who do we get in there? Who helps these
Stop
fighters?
watching Yako videos, guys.
It's TikTok brain. It's fighters on TikTok brain being like, I'm gonna move that mountain. I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna move that mountain.
That's to be expected, though. If you're fighting other human beings in an octagon in a cage for a living, you got some brain damage.
Well, what if you're
typically kind of simple?
What if you're fighting them in a circle? And what if your hands have no gloves, and your name is Junior Dos Santos, and you are knocking people unconscious?
All right, you want to just cover that real quick?
Dude, he looks so good.
Because he's on all the gas.
Again, why? Let these old men
I
live.
agree. That
let
should
them
be,
eat.
Let Bare Knuckles should be like the Champions Tour of MMA, and just let them be juiced to the gills. Let them fight.
You see very little MMA in bare knuckle MMA. It resembles bare knuckle boxing or bare knuckle kickboxing. Like, I don't get it. No one shoots a takedown.
Why? You're not wearing gloves. You're going for that knockout. You're not getting paid for takedowns. But there's so much meat on this $2.99 card we need to cover. All right, so let's just make picks. Undercard, okay. Munoz, Phillips. Who you got?
Munoz.
Okay. He's getting up there in age, though.
He is.
Kyler Phillips, always impressed when he fights.
He does. He's one of those guys I never like when we pre-fight, and then when I watch him fight, I'm like, all right,
he's like 10 years younger. He seems to be improving every time he fights. I'm gonna go Phillips. I'll go Phillips. Munoz could definitely step up in competition, but
I think
he's starting to get to
Phillips
that age.
Phillips is the favorite, right?
Yeah,
that's what I thought.
Munoz, though, I don't think he's ever been knocked out. So
anything can happen.
Phillips by decision.
Okay.
Yeah. Then we got Gamrot, RDA. I think Gamrot just runs through him.
RDA's done. Too old.
Yeah. It's like minus 340 though. So Adam and New Year parlay seems like a free piece right there. I'm not even gonna talk about the Barber Chikugian fight.
Chikugi.
Blades Almeida. Blades finally can use his wrestling, even though his last couple fights where he
just doesn't go to it,
where he should have used his wrestling,
just refuses to wrestle. Like he's the only heavyweight besides Sean who has any ability in
trying
wrestling.
To stand up with Sergey was so dumb. It was the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
It's like he got popped by Derek Lewis in that one fight where he tried to shoot on Derek after like kind of controlling the fight.
He got gun shy.
Yeah, maybe he just doesn't shoot anymore after that.
But if Blades wins this fight, or Almeida, like I said, Almeida could slide into that fight in Brazil. Blades, though, also has technically that win against Tommy Aspinall when Aspinall just blew out his knee in first 30 seconds.
Yep.
So you just run that back.
So there's story there.
Mm-hmm.
There's story there. I don't know what's going to happen. Like, I really want to say Tom Aspinall is going to win. Or sorry, Curtis Blade's going to win. But I think Almeida's going to knock his block off.
Well, he doesn't do that, right? He immediate takedown within the first 15 seconds. I think Almeida's been punched like 9 times in his career.
Yeah.
Total. Because he gets a takedown within the first 10 seconds. Because he's just a fucking beast. And he's too big.
He does have a nice head.
Well, actually, he's pretty small for heavyweight. But he is kind of like an Adonis.
Right. I mean, he's only like 5'11", right? I don't think he's over 6 foot.
Yeah, and he's never like more than, I don't know, like 235, 240.
Right, which is like, that's that small size of heavyweight.
Mm-hmm.
There's a big difference between the...
Blades is definitely going to have, I think, the weight on him.
Blades isn't that big either, though. He's probably, what 245?
I think Blades walks closer to 255, 260.
Okay, that's a little bit more weight.
Where he fights at it. And obviously has the takedown defense, has that wrestling base. So this is going to be Almeida's toughest challenge. But if I'm the UFC, I probably want Almeida to just kind of run through him. And then you set up that fight in 2 months with Tommy in Brazil.
Yeah, I think you've tried to run Curtis enough, put a lot of steam behind him, and it just kind of hasn't happened. So,
but if Curtis gets the win here, he gets that rub. He's got that storyline with Tommy, and he probably fights for the interim belt. I think the winner of this probably fights for the interim belt regardless.
Does Stipe just not want to fight? He's just waiting on John.
Waiting on John.
Why?
Dog, have you seen Stipe walk?
He's so old.
He's like a cane.
He's so goddamn old.
Yeah, but he's a firefighter.
Legend, hero.
Yeah. Cleveland firefighter.
Does he have the best life of any UFC fighter?
No. Probably the worst.
He's living in the Cleve, man. He fled to the Cleve.
Does that sound appealing? The land? You want to go live in Cleveland?
Yeah, you got the Riverwalk.
Have you been?
Yeah.
How many times?
I think once.
It's not. I wouldn't want to live in Cleveland, but that's a life you could choose.
What about Columbus?
Columbus is much better, but still wouldn't choose Columbus. Columbus is like a smaller Austin.
About Scranton?
No, fuck no. Scranton sucks. Scranton's the worst.
Just go to Ohio, Dan. Me and you.
Scranton's in Pennsylvania.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Damn. It is that kind of morning.
Cincinnati.
Ooh.
Akron.
Ooh, where's Kent State at?
That's a good question. I don't know.
It might be. That's not Akron.
No, Akron's at Akron.
Yeah.
Go Zips. I've been to Akron. I went for LeBron James Basketball Academy when I was 16.
Oh, that's where that was.
Yeah.
Also, there's some weird stat recently. LeBron James has played with like 45% of all people who have ever played in the NBA or something.
He has played for 20 years. So that would make sense.
Just an insane stat.
Kind of. He'll be playing probably in his mid-40s. Haslam just retired last year for the Heat, and he was 42.
Who looks worse or looks older, LeBron or John Jones?
John Jones.
Really?
LeBron still looks good. LeBron still plays well and moves well, and because he spends like millions of dollars on his body.
Takes all those recovery games off.
No, he doesn't take that many games off.
Really?
No, LeBron's been pretty consistent about playing at most games.
Okay.
He's not Kawhi Leonard.
You oddly seem to ride for LeBron.
I hate LeBron, but yeah, I respect LeBron. Sure, he like kind of clowned me at his camp when I was 16 years old, and I've never, let it go. But I respect. He's 40,000 points, man. It's 40,000 points. It's insane.
Still no Michael though.
It's untouchable. He's past Michael.
He's still no Michael
because Michael has 6 rings. LeBron's reached more finals.
2 3-peats.
Yeah, but
2 trophies.
We don't give Jordan enough shit for not making as many finals.
Because he lost to that amazing Pistons team 2 years in a row.
Pistons, Celtics. There was a lot of stuff. There was a lot of early LeBron stuff that overachieved early
and
Michael.
That was before Phil.
No, not really.
Yeah, it was. They're the other coach, right?
But, I mean, Phil wasn't like the entire reason. I mean, Phil was there for a couple of those years that they didn't make the finals. Yeah. Either way, LeBron literally dragged a group of me to the finals against the Spurs. They got swept, but like he had nobody on that team. Nobody.
It really was Waterman.
It was me and you playing with LeBron for that Cavs team.
He's just like telling us where to go. Oh man!
But this is an MMA show, so we'll get back into the MMA. Main card stacked. I mean, we have Yan Song Yadong. That's going to be a banger.
Mm-hmm. Do not sleep on Song Yadong. I think Song Yadong wins this.
Song Yadong hits hard.
He's still pretty young, right?
Yeah.
Right, because there's a lot of like rub on him coming out of China, being the first China guy, in the men's division a little bit.
Yeah, but he got kind of worked by Sandhagen a few years ago.
Yep.
That was 2023 or 2022. But fucking destroyed Ricky Simone.
Mm-hmm.
Worked Chris Gutierrez.
Yep.
Yeah, he lost to Sandhagen in the main event. got knocked out TKO round 4 in 2022. But
more recent than I thought, but
do we still think Jan's there, or is he kind of falling off at this point? Do you think he's just completely discouraged after getting just worked for 5 rounds against Merab?
I think he's right in between Tony Ferguson and Kamaru Usman. That is the spectrum.
Dude, that seems disrespectful to Usman.
He's still got it. He's the end of the spectrum that's still got it.
Usman's on his way down, but he still probably beat Chimaev. If that was a 5-round fight, he would have beat Chimaev.
Out of his mouth recently, I could be middleweight champion again if I wanted to be. And I was like, I kind of believe you.
I don't think so. It depends who the champion is, right? Like when he fights. Like right now, do you think he could beat DDP? No. I don't think so.
Maybe.
I think we're
DDP's big, but
we're still sleeping on DDP. And
no.
Usman's fucking knees are just gone.
Yeah, he's been walking backwards downstairs for a half decade.
Yeah. So who do you got in that? Jan Sedang?
Song
Yadong fight?
Song Yadong for sure. I think he's coming out with the victory there. I think he gets his career back on track a little bit.
Okay. I kind of like that call. I'm going to go Song Yadong as well. But would not be surprised if Jan pulls it out. Here's a fight, another fight where I'm like, up and coming contender, Jack Della versus kind of a gatekeeper at this point, Gilbert Burns.
Not a gatekeeper at all. Dangerous man.
Dangerous man. Plus money right now, and I have sprinkled my money on Gilbert Burns. I am a little worried though.
Okay.
Not because I think Jack Della's like that good. I don't. I like him as a human. I've heard a couple of his interviews, heard a couple of podcasts with him and like Craig Jones. Mm-hmm. Just typical Aussie bloke. Seems like a good dude. Seems fun. I think again he has also not fought that long in the grand scheme of things. So he's still constantly getting better. So you can't really know what to expect every fight. But I do think Gilbert Burns should be the better fighter and win this fight. But coming off that fucking Bilal Muhammad fight, I don't have the most confidence.
Bilal is good, dude.
I know. But
good.
Gilbert Burns shouldn't lose to fucking Bilal Muhammad.
It's a good. It was a good fight. It is a good fight.
It was okay. It just turned into like it's whenever guys can both grapple, it turns into like a shitty kickboxing match.
Right. Yeah.
I think Burns broke his arm.
Probably.
From a kick, but
yeah, checking a kick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'll go Burns here.
Yeah, Gilbert. I think Gilbert does it.
And
I think something about these new fighters though, like
you're getting some value plus I think it's like plus 125.
It's not bad. It's not nothing.
It's not nothing.
But what does Vegas know that we don't know?
I think they just go with the age. Burns is pretty old.
Probably.
At this point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Burns is what? How old do you think? He's 37.
Another guy who
probably
could have beat Chimaev.
Many people say he did.
Yeah.
Many people. Again, this is why I don't think too highly of Chimaev.
I went back and watched that again. Gilbert rocks him. And Chimaev his boxing didn't look great. Like when he's not in full control, I'm
not high on Chimaev. Especially once he gets up to like DDP. I even think Sean Strickland gives him like everything he could ask for.
Sean Strickland pieces up Chimaev?
I think so.
Well, they have sparred.
They should fight.
They know each other.
Yeah, they should fight. That could be like the next. If Sean Strickland wants to get into like the title shot picture again, I think you knock off Chimaev.
Knock off Chimaev, get you back in there, yeah.
And you probably do it. You do it in like Dubai. You do it in Saudi Arabia, wherever. Do it on Chimaev's home turf.
Could you imagine Sean Strickland on the mic after knocking out Chimaev and
wearing like the headdress?
What does he do? What does he say? Like, it's coming off the cuff and out the pocket, but
probably something. He would probably get booed out of the arena.
Does he have to get like escorted out of the arena? Like
he might. Yeah.
Covered. Yeah.
Yeah. And then let's go to the co-main. Or no, actually, let's not skip Kevin Holland, Michael Venom Page.
Yeah.
MVP, I don't think is very good. He's fine. Whatever. He threw a Pokemon ball at somebody.
He did. This should have happened 10 years ago, 5 years ago.
Yeah.
But
getting him a little late. I think we're still disrespecting. Kevin Holland's still young.
Yeah.
Also snubbed me of a fist bump in Houston.
He was technically wearing a tall tee polo.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you wanted that fist bump at that time. I don't know what I'm saying about his clothing attire.
Yeah, what? Like, it was also around COVID, so maybe he was just kind of cautious. Even though he was at a UFC event in Houston. There's no mask or anything.
No.
So it's not like he had any excuse. Maybe
Nah, he was just on the floor, and you were like, and he was like,
I was like, yeah, Kevin.
nah.
It's
like, nah.
But, I mean, I still respect you, Kevin. I still love you, Kevin. Like,
Yeah, that knockout of Jacare from his back is still one of my favorite. Just leans up.
I just love that he probably could have, like, wrestled Wonder Boy and got an easy dub and was like, nah, I'm going to get pieced up by Wonder Boy.
Which I think is what's going to happen with MVP.
I think he has better boxing than MVP.
No.
He has better stand-up than MVP.
No.
I got Kevin Holland by knockout. Let's say third round.
I don't want to disagree with you. No, I think MVP wins this in a 3-round decision.
Okay. Co-main event, Dustin Poirier, Benoit Saint-Denis.
I think if it's a 3-round fight and you look at it, if you look at the 5-round fight as the first 3 rounds, people might want to give it to Saint-Denis. I think DP takes it in the 5 pretty handedly.
Are we worried about Dustin's shin now?
No.
Okay.
The dog is large inside him.
This might be like a y'all must have forgot moment.
I think it is. I think DP's a little disrespected right now.
Poirier,
Yeah.
the diamond. Yeah, no, he is. Is he the best fighter to never hold a real belt?
He held an interim belt.
But like a real belt. That's what I'm saying.
It is a belt.
It
tangibly exists in.
All right, the unified belt. To never hold the unified belt.
It's him or Max, right?
No, Max had the belt. Volk won the belt off Max.
Off Max. Oh, you're right. Trying to think of anyone else.
Uriah Faber.
No.
Uriah Faber was pretty good.
Get out of here with that. He had pretty good abs.
He's usually mentioned in this conversation.
Get out of here with that.
Uriah Faber.
Get out of here with that. Who else just only had it? Oh, our boy, who just kept coming with the title even though he didn't have it anymore. Colby.
What title?
He had the interim 70.
I don't respect Colby at all.
No one should.
Yeah, I don't think he ever had an interim belt.
He did.
You sure?
Yep. Because he kept showing up with it.
Oh, what did he beat Woodley for that or something?
No.
I don't think he did. Either way, he has like no wins against anybody on the roster.
No.
Which is sick.
No.
There's a lot of guys. I mean, Sean's resume is not that great.
Sugar or Strickland?
Sean O'Malley.
Yeah, it's because he came up beating tomato cads in the head, beat Peter Yan, and then beat Sterling.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. And you can assume that Peter Yan was washed at that time. And
he's not washed though. He if you go back and watch that fight, Yan probably won. But Sean did some damage, and obviously the judges were always gonna lean his way.
Yep. And then he KO'd Sterling.
Mm-hmm. Sterling took the fight when he probably shouldn't have. Probably should have rushed. He rushed himself into it, as he likes to claim. Apparently, so we'll get into Cheeto and Sean now. Aljo's heard out of Cheeto's camp hasn't been good. I don't know how much like reliable information he has. So he's taking Sean, or I don't know if it's just him taking Sean because he lost to Sean.
No, Sterling's very complimentary of Sean, which is interesting.
I do think Sean's good, and he maybe gets a lot of the unnecessary overrated talk because of how quick his rise was.
I think so. I think he almost is like, he's overhyped so much, it's hiding how good he is.
He's so overhyped that he's undersold.
Exactly. I don't know how this has happened, but it has.
It's a good spot to be in.
There's no pressure on you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because everyone thinks you suck.
Right. But there's just like this massive opportunity as well.
That said, though, I gotta wrap my guy Cheeto, because Cheeto, he's just my favorite fighter in the organization. So
I love him. I agree with you on all that sentiment, like as a person, as a spiritual individual.
I just like his fighting style too. He's just like, I don't throw often, but when I do, it's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
Gas tank for days because he doesn't do anything. Never takes damage, never bleeds.
No.
They said, is Habib the best because he's never bled? Cheeto stands up the entire time and never bleeds.
Yeah, and there's only one best, and his name is Jonathan Jones.
He should retire then. He shouldn't fight Tommy because he ain't going to look like old John Jones when he fights Tommy.
Let's talk about this for a second. Say he does fight Tom.
Mm-hmm.
It's ugly. It's a split decision win for John. It's like those Thiago Santos fights.
Listen, I'm not going to disrespect John at all, so he'll make it to the second round.
John Jones wins that fight on a split decision. How do you feel about him and his career? And then retires.
Then, sure, he's the GOAT. He is potentially the GOAT anyway with the loss to Tommy. I don't think just because you stay too long, it should be held against you.
No,
just like I think Anderson Silva is probably the best to ever do it.
Yeah, in his prime, Pete Silva or Pete Kane are probably the deadliest fighters on earth.
Pete Kane's the best heavyweight of all time. I don't think he can even mention him in the best fighter of all time.
He was so dangerous during that time.
You still need to have the accomplishments, and he has some, but they're not overly impressive. Like Silva's got that run. You got to have that really, really long stretch.
That competition though that Silva fought was not the best. And then I went back and I watched that Nate Diaz fight where Nate Diaz lays down. What was going on in the UFC at that time?
Fun happened, Giorgio.
Fun. We missed the fun.
All right, so I'm going Cheeto. I don't think I made a pick on Poirier. I'll take Poirier. Then Gilbert Burns.
Yeah.
Song Yudong, and then the third fight I keep skipping over. Kevin Holland.
Okay, so we're splitting on a lot of these because I'm going Sean, I'm going MVP, I'm going Dustin Diamond, I'm going Gilbrino, I'm going Macy Barber.
I want nothing to do with that fight. If you have money, you know what? I'll take a side for that just for the show.
I feel like Macy Barber is like your safe side bet.
Dude, I don't think so. I think Chikugian's just going to Chikugian all over her. Just make it the worst fight ever for 3 rounds.
Yeah, 3-round decision Barber.
It'll be 3-round decision Chikugian because Barber won't be able to do anything.
Barber gets the rub, though.
I'm telling you, if there's ever somebody that stops hype trains, and it's like Neil Magny. Neil Magny just pulls shit out of his ass all the time.
Yep. Who do we got on Friday's card? Anthony Joshua versus Francis Ngannou.
Probably got Joshua, but I will never doubt Francis from doing anything ever again.
Just puts his mind to it and does it.
Man was in a diamond mine.
Sand mine. I don't even know how you mine sand.
Came over on a raft.
Got dropped back in the desert 3 times to die.
Hard life. Incredible story. But no, he'll probably lose Anthony Joshua and then go back to MMA.
So you do think he comes back to MMA?
I do because, who really wants...
I heard he has the
who
automatic
wants an 0-2
fight.
boxer?
I heard he has the automatic fight with Fury again, no matter what happens with Joshua.
But what if he gets worked by Joshua, right? Like, if Joshua just destroys him...
That's the thing. Is like he needs something.
He needs a moment.
He needs to be respectable.
Yep. He needs a moment. He needs to at least have a knockdown of Joshua to maybe get that fight again with Fury.
And, and they also talk about the Wilder fight, too. And I think the Wilder fight is probably the best one for him.
Wilder just got murked.
I think that's why still. People don't keep up with boxing. They don't know he lost.
Yeah. They just know names at this point.
Mm-hmm. And he's a heavy hitter, big. Although
he's also not very good. So Francis could beat Wilder, I think.
Wilder's only been boxing for like 8 years.
Yeah, so Francis only fought for equally as long.
Right.
Yeah, I could see Francis beating Wilder. I just can't. Joshua's a little too polished.
Mm-hmm. I think Francis loses the element of surprise here.
Yeah,
he no
longer has that. Fury probably didn't take him seriously at all. Probably
No.
didn't even really train hard. Yeah, I'll go Joshua. All right, let's put together a parlay for the boys.
An unbeatable parlay.
The unlosable parlay
Ooh.
for $2.99. We can both agree on Gamrot.
Yeah, I think Gamrot takes through RDA pretty easily. Yeah, that's
Gamrot, Almeida, or are you going Curtis Blades?
See, we're talking parlays, man, and I'm already worried. And it's a second pick.
All right, it doesn't. We don't have to touch that. These are all agreed upon.
I think you add Anthony Joshua in there too. Yeah,
Anthony Joshua,
mixed sport parlay,
Gamrot.
Gamrot.
Dude, Joshua's probably like a minus 1,200 favorite.
Right, it's not helping.
Yeah, you're not really getting anything off that, so we could probably remove that. So, Gamrot, Gilbert Burns, or is that too iffy
It's too iffy.
with Jack Della? All right,
God, this is hard, man. This parlay is hard.
we need at least three legs,
Three.
at least three that we can agree upon. Poirier,
Yeah, I think that's safe. at
even
5.
though you're going to get a little juice because he's a dog. So typically with MMA parlays, you want to go all favorites,
Right.
and then once you get to like that certain, if you hit 2 of the 3 or 3 of the 4, you hedge with the other side. That's a dog. We can't agree upon anything.
No,
We are
this
very
is
much,
this most
we are very much at odds.
at odds. Yeah, this would be a great $2.99 for everyone to turn into and watch. Though,
Yeah.
pick your side.
Are we going to
Energy.
the bar? Are we going to watch these?
No, I'm gonna be in Atlanta with John Summit.
Okay. Then I will watch these at my house.
Yeah, I'll be texting you. We'll be
Illegally streaming it.
legally streaming it, giving Dana that money.
No, I'm not giving Dan money.
Oh, didn't talk about UFC Pipe Pass at all.
No.
Boys from Austin coming through quick. Craig Jones subbing Rafael Lovato Jr., former Bellator champion who had to retire the belt
Thanking the power of steroids.
in about a minute and a half.
Michael Chiesa was not entertained with Craig.
No, because Michael Chiesa is a very straight man. He tries to play very company man.
Yeah.
Just very, I'm going to do my job professionally.
I think
And
Craig entered the arena holding hands with another man
Uh-huh.
as a troll.
Yep.
Everyone thinks he's gay.
Yeah.
And then thanks steroids for his win.
Yep.
Thank this title
Then in
sponsor.
the press conference, they asked him what a nose beer was.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, you should already know, and it might help you before your matches, calm the nerves a little bit.
Do you think cocaine would actually help you in a grappling event?
I don't know. I've never been the biggest cocaine fan, so I can't
I'm not a
really...
big coke guy.
Yeah.
But I mean, everyone that rolls typically is high, usually on marijuana or mushrooms. Mushrooms seem like the better drug than cocaine.
Yeah. I
Cocaine, you
mushrooms
might
aren't
get
that good.
angry, so
No, mushrooms, you're too, slow and out of it.
if you microdose, it's more of like an Adderall.
That's true.
It's more of like you're just kind of zoned
Adderall's
in.
not bad. Probably dehydrates you, though. Muscle cramps.
Yeah. You got to drink a lot of water.
I think just steroids. I think steroids are the steroids.
Some type of
Yeah.
some type of testosterone booster.
The gummies. I'm trying to figure out the gummies A-Rod has. I want those, man. Just all day long. Just
Alex Rodriguez has a gummy supplement.
until I got caught. Or that was Jeter.
Jeter never got caught with steroids. The captain, how dare you? The Yankees fans are going to come after you.
Whichever one got caught. He
God.
got caught with the gummies.
I got you. So I will not defend you, but I will take the heat off you from Yankees fans right now. If Derek Jeter was anything but a Yankee, nobody would make a big deal out of who he was. If he was like a Baltimore Oriole, nobody cares about Derek Jeter.
That's fair.
His stats are pretty mid. They're
Yep.
pretty meh. Like he's a first ballot Hall of Famer because he's a Yankee. But if he's not the captain of one of the biggest teams in the world, and he's just, puts up the same stats for the Twins, we don't think of Derek Jeter the way we think of Derek Jeter.
No. But quickly to finish up with Fight Pass, shout out to J Rod who also won, Nicky Rod who won, Ben Eddy, 10th Planet, guy lost unfortunately, but yeah, great showing for Austin and the UFC Fight Pass.
It's good. Are we? I feel like we're still, you know. I mean, besides Gordon.
Well, Gordon's retired.
Gordon and Craig. The Austin scene's though pretty, you know, still underwhelming.
Not at all.
For the hype. Like we get a lot of hype and we disappoint a lot.
It's not true, Dan. It's not true. J-Rod had a sick duck under before taking the dude's back. Yeah.
J-Rod's young and everything, but isn't his record not super great?
It's a purple belt. It's not even a black belt yet.
I know.
Nicky Rod just got his black belt. But we're losing the plot. We've lost all our interest. Tune us in for $2.99. Pick my picks, pick Dan's picks. Lose your money, make some money. Who knows?
Who cares?
Yeah.
Bet local though. Don't go to these websites.
No, you don't get your money back.
Find
a bookie.
Get a real book.
Find an Italian.
Get a dirt bag.
Exactly.
Get a dude that you don't even know his last name.
But he's your best friend. And you're always sending Venmo.
Well, he's not your friend.
No.
He is the guy you communicate with the most. Do it through Venmo, do it through PayPal, do it through Cash App.
Go pawn some stuff.
Yeah. Question whether or not he's going to come to your doorstep if you don't pay on time.
Yeah, just all the auxiliary and fun of sports.
Yeah, dude, like a DraftKings, like that, or, you know, one of those FanDuel or something, that doesn't give you the same thrill.
No, as like fearing for your life.
Plus, if you get a bookie, you don't actually have to have money.
No.
You just have to, because you're betting on credit.
Right. He just has to think you have money.
Yeah. You just got to give off the appearance you have money.
And never lose.
And if you, never lose. And if you do lose, just ghost him.
Right. Move to a new town. Change your name.
He doesn't know you. Most of these books, too.
Is he really coming after you for $500?
Dude, my guy's in Chicago. All right, you're going to fucking come at me, dude. Get a flight.
Flight's more than what I owe you.
Get a flight, dude.
Yeah. These high Uber costs.
It's probably not as much as I own.
No, you owe him a lot of money. But in that regard, thank you all again. This has been Full Casual, the most casual takes on the internet. And we're tired. Goodbye.